Hey everyone, glad to be here. I've been listening through the entire talk all the time. Some really interesting stuff happening in the ecosystem, and thanks to the team for organizing this for us. We got to know really late about this was happening, so quickly got on board, wanted to come and share what we're building at Polkasafe. Right, so Polkasafe is the multi-sig tool for Polkadot. Our goal is to elevate on-chain financial operations, essentially built using on top of Polkadot.js substrate palette multisig, right? And comes from the fact that operationally DAOs are really challenging. Right? We maintain everybody today maintains on-chain treasuries, especially any organization, right, which is either running as a DAO or has raised funds or holds DAO, DOT or Kusama or any other token in their treasury would prefer to maintain it within their multisig wallets, right? Even though the signatories for those wallets may be controlled by hardware wallets or parity signer, the funds essentially remain in multisigs, right? Because that's a more secure way to manage operations. So we know that Web3 is operationally very inefficient. If we are doing transactions, figuring it out from the blockchain, or just seeing what the transaction means, what was it meant for, when did we make it, you know, who did we send the money and where is it coming from? It's just chaos, right? And the ecosystem has some amazing wallets, Talisman, Nova Wallet, Sub Wallet, right? All of us have been partnered for a very long time. But the idea is that any organization usually does not run operations on a mobile wallet. They would either use a desktop app or a website or a dashboard, right, to manage payrolls. And especially when it comes around multi-site transaction signing, history, accounting, all of this is a huge problem. And we know Polkadot.js. I mean, to even sign a transaction, it's a chaos, and forget about accounting. Even today, most teams maintain Excel sheets and Notion docs to coordinate signatures. Right. That's where we want to highlight that running operations in Web3 is extremely difficult. You can neither do payouts nor run analytics. And then with multisigs, the another pain point is just chasing people to sign transactions. Right? You create one transaction and it stays in queue forever. Polkadot does has an interesting mechanism that is still debatable on when you create a transaction, you put a bond so that your transaction does not flood the network or clog the network, because that bond essentially locks up tokens till the transaction is executed or rejected, right? So it's a great way to make sure that network is not clogged, but still signing transactions is a pain. People don't open Polka.js to see that they probably have a couple of transactions in queue. So we decided to solve for it. But why multisig? Why not some other problem? So we've seen that multi-sig wallets in Ethereum ecosystem have developed a huge ecosystem there. So new use cases have developed. Entire DAO ecosystem is around multi-sigs. And if you look at multi-sig assets on Polkadot and on Ethereum, right? Safe, which is the Gnosis Safe, which is the golden standard on Ethereum, it manages more than 40 billion worth of assets. While on Polkadot, while the standard is pretty good, we know it's very secure. The amount of assets being managed in total are less than 200 million. And if you start including all other parachains, right, and think about their assets being managed from multisig, it's still less. It's somewhere around $350 million compared to 40 billion what we see on Ethereum. And there's hardly any app that uses multisig on the backend, right? And it comes from the problem that it's a palette, it's not easy to integrate. There's so many challenges working around multisig. And so by learning from what has happened in the Ethereum ecosystem, we started building Polkasafe last year and have been constantly working to make this a comprehensive tool for everything. Uh, Philosophy comes a lot, and if you look at the Web2 world, right, it's that all business run on coordination, internal coordination, external coordination. Tools like Google Workspace or Microsoft 365 have essentially transformed how teams work together. So if we can build more coordination tools, right? Polkasafe, one of our other platforms, is one of the coordination tools where everybody comes and works together. But if you could link treasuries and how money is being spent, so essentially imagine money flowing from the treasury to a multisig wallet, and then all that history of how money is spent from that multisig wallet is visible to you when you're evaluating proposals, right? historically for an organization. That really changes how treasury funding works, right? Because now then you know that this team last time took, let's say, $100,000 for building something, and this is how they spent. So that's essentially what we want to do. That we want to build a collaborative solution, right? And let's talk about what we are building and where it comes from. Sadly, I don't think the images are loading here, which is funny. But I just put up some screenshots from Polka.js, which is a reminder that using multisig on Polka.js is extremely painful. And it's a bit. I'll just try actually sharing my screen rather than the slides, because I'm not sure if you guys can see the screenshots I've put here, because I can't see them while I'm sharing the screen. I hope it's better now. Yeah. So yeah, essentially the point was that using multisigs on Polka.js is painful. We know essentially most teams just have to copy a call hash, whoever is creating a transaction, and then share it across, chase with signers. Signers really have no idea what the transaction is about. So they probably need to decode, and even that really does not explain anything to an average user. And then there are so many more issues. So we built Polkasafe. It's a very comprehensive dashboard. You have a left panel which helps you navigate through the entire section. Right? You can easily switch networks, switch wallets. There's a comprehensive overview of your wallet which provides links to all indexers. There's an address book, there's a queue, there's a history. So essentially, this dashboard provides you an overview of what's happening with your multisig. Right? You can easily create transactions from here. You can see the summary of how many tokens you have, what's the total amount of it, and eventually we'll add NFT support as well. And Polkadot's multisig has another very huge problem that you can't really change signatories, which creates a barrier because most of the times when you're creating an organization, people leave, right? Or new people come into the team. So how do you change configs within the multisig? And that's where a proxy really helps, right? Even Polkadot promotes the idea of using proxies with multisig. But the proxy creation process is again extremely complicated. There's no way that your multisig is assigned to a proxy. How is the entire control working? How are you really supposed to add and remove signers? You need to go and call X6, which is not what any user would love to do. So proxies, and then you can not just create multisigs, you can link your existing multisig. So you just need to select the network and link your multisig, or just easily create a new multisig. Right? It's super easy, super intuitive. We provide prompts for everything from on-chain deposit to setting up a proxy. They're constantly reminder what needs to be done next, rather than you figuring out, hey, why is this not working? Why can I not see my multisig on-chain? We make sure that we check everything for you and keep nudging you on what needs to be done. Then there is a beautiful asset view which you can split between your proxy wallet and your multisig wallet. You can see all assets. You can create a transaction from right there. Then there is an address book which you can use to manage all your addresses, name them. Eventually, we'll be introducing tags to address books, so you'll be able to categorize each address into various categories within the team, right? Because that's how you look at your own team, that this wallet belongs to somebody who is in the marketing team, and this wallet belongs to somebody who's probably just a freelancer, right? The queues are very easy and very clear on what's happening. So you not just, and if you see, we have added transaction notes, and we'll come to more on how we're making transactions more readable and consumable and more practical for operational use cases. But if you see, the transaction hash is here, so call data is here. So for all technical people who really want to, check what's happening, you can go and see that. And the queue is very clean. So you see who's created a transaction and which other signatories are left to sign. So you don't feel anxious about what's happening with your transaction, and there's clear visibility on what's happening. And then comes history, right? History, the wallet clearly denotes which transaction belongs to a multisig, which belongs to proxy. There's the entire context of the transaction and the details. So you don't need to just keep navigating between 15 different apps to figure out what really happened with your transaction. Notifications. Because signing transactions and chasing signers has been one of the major issues, not just in our ecosystem, but across any other ecosystem. So we built a very comprehensive notification solution. So you can set reminders from 1 hour to like 24 hours, 48 hours to remind signers to sign transactions. Where will they get these reminders? They can get it on Discord, Telegram, Slack, Mail, Element. So any channel, no matter what you use for coordinating within your team members, you can add our bots. You can set up your own email where you want to receive notifications, set what you want to receive notifications for, customize it, and then start getting it. Right. So it's super easy. The bots are super easy and secure, where there's a token, so nobody else can set up notifications for your wallet. And it makes life very, very easy. We at all the teams that are connected with us have already loved this feature and are using it. So we would appreciate if you can start using it too. Removing and adding signatories is very easy. You can see which signatories are there. You can simply, with the click of a button, add or remove signatories. It's a two-step process, but we have made sure that it's very intuitive to you as a user as well. So you see two transactions happening in queue, which ensures that things are added and removed. We support all ecosystem wallets because we are a desktop first solution. So Nova is yet not supported, but we'll be adding the support to Wallet Connect soon. The sub wallet, Talisman, and obviously Polkadot.js. We're completely non-custodial, so your funds remain always with you. Just a platform which makes your life super, super easy. In terms of supported networks, there's Polkadot, Kasama. If you want to test the platform, there's Rococo and Western, where you can just play around that platform and see. Once you're comfortable, you can obviously move your assets. We at Polkasafe manage our entire DOT and Kasama treasuries via Polkasafe, and it's really changed our lives. And we're already talking to a couple of teams that are using Polkasafe to manage their DOT and Kasama treasuries. And it's provided an alternate solution for even those people who never used a multisig, because now using a multisig has got so easy. We recently went live with A-Star as well. So if you have A-Star tokens, you can start using Polkasafe for Asher as well. And if you want support for your network and want to enable multisig, please reach out to us and we can help you do that. The main idea behind, and probably we are running late, so I'll rush through this, is the idea that we want to build a contributor OS. Everybody working in this ecosystem is a contributor, either to their own project or to their ecosystem. So we want to make it super easy. So we'll be introducing team management stuff. Notifications are already live. Soon you'll see accounting, creating, importing is easy. We're making a payroll solution to make it very easy, which you'll be able to integrate with other payroll apps. So essentially, you don't need to leave those apps and essentially be able to control your multi-sig treasury and manage payrolls via that. Recurring payments, all sorts of different use cases are coming to Polkasafe, essentially making it a tool for contributors and DAO treasury owners to just manage their treasuries and pay out their contributors.
30-second warning, Jaski. 30 seconds, brother.
Sure. Gnosis Safe ecosystem is wide. That's why we built Polkasafe SDK. Polkasafe SDK essentially allows you to integrate Polkasafe within your app, so you can start using multisig configs. There are custom tags and forms coming. We are building some apps, Sub-ID app, PolkaSMD app, and a couple of others, Bounties app. And if you want any other app, let us know. This is our roadmap. We're providing a lot of features. I'll share the tech slides later in the link as well. If you want any other feature, do let us know. And yeah, we're here to support and grow this ecosystem and provide a very robust solution to manage multisigs. Maybe 10 seconds more if there's any question.
I don't know where Funky is. Unfortunately, I don't think we have time for questions, my friend, but please join us in the next session, guys, where we're going to be talking about accelerating Polkadot's adoption with a next-gen container chain protocol by Francisco from Tansy.